This video is brought to you by TS4U IT Engineering Bootcamp.
So I think that the question I wanted to ask, so that I think I answered that for you. So the next question, can you explain how Git can be integrated with continuous integration and continuous delivery CI/CD pipelines? I think that's what we call normally. Do you have any experience on it? If yes, please share your experience.
Yes, well, I did work with, I personally also worked on automating pipelines and creating these. So our team and we have decided that we have CI/CD enabled for most of our projects. So for instance, we have CI/CD enabled for dev servers. That's where the real work for me is happening, because all of our developers are pushing the code to the remote repository, and those codes need to be checked on the CI/CD server first, then they need to be deployed on the dev server as soon as possible, so the developer can see if there's a fix needed or if everything is working or not. And if that passes, then we move to the staging server, so our QAs can do the testing as required. So all of these things need to be done faster. So we have CI/CD pipelines enabled for all of the applications that we are working with. So when, for example, when a developer is creating a ticket, then we are notified that there's a new repository, and for example, like we have been added as someone has been added as a maintainer of that project. So can someone enable a CI/CD pipeline for that specific project? And then it gets deployed on that specific server with all the information as needed. And I use Jenkins and GitLab both as our CI/CD tools, because if it's on GitLab, we can create a YAML file for the GitLab CI part, and then specify that the specific stages that we have. For instance, if I'm working on a test stage, then that's a build stage. We build Docker images with the build stage. Then we have push stages where we push those images to the ECR or the Docker Hub as our image registry. Then we have then we deploy those stages where we deploy the images, and we have the EC2 instances for some of those projects, because we have some projects running on clusters, such as on EKS clusters, and based on such requirements, we deploy applications.
So I have a couple the outside of the loop related question. It's not in the scope. So who decide which the tool you are going to use, the GitLab CI or the Jenkins? Who decide in your environment?
Well, for us,
how do you decide which application you'll be using Jenkins, which application you'll be using GitLab CI?
Well, I am more so, and more so, I serve as an associate DevOps engineer. So I am working for senior engineers. But if any of the engineers have any preferences that they see are more optimal, they're suggested to their seniors, and that's typically our solutions architects, or people who are, or our engineers who are actually designing and deciding on what tools we are going to commit to and use. So it's actually our solutions architects who are deciding and confirming and then designing all the processes for us, and we are usually the ones who sit down, discuss, work everything through, and understand that which tools and technologies we are going to be working with. So it's our solutions architects and our senior engineers who are deciding together.
Understood. Thank you.